Hi, nice to see you again. I received this kit almost 10 months ago from Adam from Poland. In these 10 months, I have used this kit for almost any kind of photography and almost every day. This is the Sigma 60-600 and the Nikon Z5. In this video, I will show you what I really liked, what I really loved, and what I really hate about this kit. So if you want to see how it performs in video and photos in different kind of photography, stay with me. Hi, I'm Mario Kilian and welcome back to another video. Well, the first thing is to start with the main specs of this lens and this camera. The Nikon Z5 is the full-frame entry-level camera from Nikon. It has a 24 megapixel sensor, it shoots 4.5 frames per second, it has an integrated stabilization system, an IBIS, and it can record 4K video. That are maybe the most important. I will leave you the full characteristics of this camera here in the video. The lens is the Sigma 60-600 TGOS HSM Sports version. This is a weather-sealed lens, just like the camera, and it has an aperture from 4.5 to 6.3 at 600 millimeters. His focal length is 60-600, so it is almost a 70-200 and a 600 millimeter lens, both in just one lens. And these are some very interesting things. So I went here to take some photos and videos of wildlife, but there is absolutely no wildlife here. So I think we have to go to a better place where I'm sure I can find some wildlife. So let's go to a better place. And so, here we have a little bit more wildlife. But to start, I came from the Nikon D5600 and this is my first mirrorless. So there are some things that I'm very excited about. For example, the AF, the intelligent AF with animal tracking function. I know that maybe the animal tracking will work mainly for dogs and cats, but I have the hope that it maybe can work for birds like mallards, geese, and swans already. So let's see it. By the way, I'm recording my viewfinder so you can see all the setup I'm using. So let's try it. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work with the animal detection system with birds. But let's see how the tracking AF can work. Well, the tracking AF seems to work, but of course, I guess it works good only if the subject is moving really slow. Let's try it with more fast-moving subject. For this, I take my gear to my holidays at the beach and try to get some fast-moving birds to see if the tracking AF works. Let's see. Well, unfortunately, the tracking AF don't work so good. It gets very easy lost. It's with a high contrast situation, it can manage the bird. So I think we have to use the Z5 by the old way, trying to use a wide autofocus area or a spot autofocus area and get the subject in focus. For wildlife, maybe the IF and the animal tracking mode or detection mode seems doesn't to work. The focus following mode, the subject following mode from the AF seems not to work if the subject is moving too fast. But let's see how this lens and this camera works in sports. Therefore, we will go to a soccer game, a junior soccer game, and see if this Sigma 60 to 600 sports version is really a sports version, and if the Nikon Z5 can manage the IF of the players of this game. So let's go.
Weiter! Oben nochmal positiv machen, komm! Ja, freilos, Digga. Freilos im Pokal. Ich sag, wir haben freilos. Gegen wen spielt die Pokal? Freilos. Was für freilos, Digga? Ich hätte niemals Spitzhaft
Well, for sports, this kit seems to work fine. If you can manage an f6.3 and have no problems with that, and you're taking photos of a soccer game at the sun with a shiny day, there will be absolutely no problem. But if you want to take photos of an indoor game, maybe to use a shutter speed of 1/60, what is something absolutely necessary, maybe you won't get good photos. But for an outdoor game, this kit will work really fine. Maybe the frames per second of the camera to a burst shoot will make you lose some key moments, but it's something you have to live with. Well, are the photos of this Sigma sharp photos? That is something I led at you criteria. I will leave a link with about 10 photos taken in different conditions, and so you can judge if these photos are sharp or not sharp. I will leave you the JPEG photos and the RAW photos, and all the photos I show in this video are only JPEG photos, not edited, not passed through these topaz, nothing, just direct out from the camera. But what's about the 60 to 600 millimeters? Let's take a photo of these ones at 660 millimeters, so you can see what a range of a 10 times zoom is already. Well, to have a 60 to 600 zoom is really something amazing. I can take a good photo about the whole scene and go into just the spot, the specific subject to fill my frame. Now let's do a test and let's see how fast the autofocus of these kits reacts if we focus to a close object and then to a far object. Well, the autofocus of this kit seems to work very good. Of course, it depends a lot of the camera. I guess the speed of the autofocus motor of the lens is faster than what the camera can manage. But let's see how this lens and the Z5 works with video. I will shoot some handheld videos and see how it works. The 4K video of the Z5 has a 1.7 crop factor. It don't use in video mode the whole full frame sensor. But let's see how the EOS, the IBIS, works in this camera. When I change from photo to video, I have this 1.7 crop factor. Well, trying to shoot handheld videos with 600 millimeters don't seem to be a good option. I guess I can have better results if I use a tripod, so let's find it out with a tripod. And so, what are my thoughts about this kit? Of course, you remember that you can see samples of these photos in the link I left you in the description. You can download all these photos. But what I think this is a good kit. But there are some things that I really hate. Let's start with the lens. The thing I really hate of this lens is the weight. If you have to do a long walk with this almost 4 kilograms kit, it's something that will be really hard. So I would really love to have a little bit lighter lens. The other thing I really don't like of this lens is the sharpness wide open at 60 millimeters. I guess it could be a little bit sharper. And now, what I really love from this lens, the first thing is that it is a weather-sealed lens. Here in Germany, we have a lot of rain. Almost 1 of every 3 days is a rainy day. And with this lens, I can go out and have no problem with the rain at the moment. The second thing that I really love from this lens is the range. The 60 to 600 millimeters make it a full purpose and all-purpose lens, and starting from portraits to sports and wildlife, and that is something really excited. Now the camera, starting with what I hate from this camera. Well, I'm a little bit disappointed with the animal tracking mode and the face recognition mode. That seems not to work in fast situations. The other thing I really don't like in this camera are the frames per second. 4.5 frames per second seems not to be enough, and maybe you will lose some key moments of any game or bird moving around there. Something I really loved on this camera is, of course, the IBIS. It seems to work really good. If you try to shoot some video with a not so long focal range, it will work really good. For photos, you can slow down the shutter speed to 1/20, 1/50, and it will still take good photos. Another thing I really love is the 2 SD slots. SD cards are cheaper than XQD cards, and I use one card for photos and the other card for the videos. Of course, the camera is weather sealed, so I have an absolutely weather sealed kit and can go out with rain, with snow, no matter how the day will be. And of course, this camera has a really nice dynamic range. If I'm not wrong, this camera has the highest dynamic range at the 100 ISO base from the whole Nikon set range cameras, and that you can see it when you're taking portraits and landscape photography. And so, I really hope this video can help you to take the decision if to buy this lens or to buy this camera. For me, it worked well, I will keep using it for a long time. So, I hope you like this video. If so, maybe you consider to give it a like or subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any other video. And now go out and take your best photos. I know you can. And hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.